So we left the camp this morning to ride the 20 miles up into Whitehorse to pick up some supplies, and I forgot this was here. I remembered researching it, and then I happened to see it. The world's largest weather vane. They actually mounted an old Douglas DC-3 onto a pedestal, and I guess it's supposed to, in high enough winds anyway, actually rotate with the wind. Don't know if that's true or not, and the wind ain't blowing hardly at all today, so kind of cool. All right, well, I need to get back on the road. So I had to come buy some bug spray, some batteries and stuff. And when I was looking for the hat net, I found a place called Canadian Tire, which I thought would be a tire shop. No, it's more like a Canadian Walmart. Kind of cool, but I found what I needed. So now I do need to go over to Walmart though to get water. So catch you later. So we decided to make a stop at the Yukon Transport Museum. So we've got mostly history, but a few artifacts, planes, and other vehicles around, so should be kind of cool. And then I also got the ticket for the Natural History Museum next door. So a couple hours here just to do some stuff, so instead of editing videos. Some old trucks and airplanes, or helicopters anyway in here. Most of them have, local history, so they were actually used in this area. This giant ass vehicle here has several components and sections to it. I haven't read the history on it yet, so I'll have to do that later, and I'll get another photo up closer. So this giant orange vehicle behind me was the logistical transport vehicle that, there's a couple other trailers behind there that supplied the dew line stations along Canada and Greenland. I guess between 1954 and 1962, this thing traveled back and forth between those areas taking supplies. So pretty impressive, actually. It's been kind of a fun thing to do. Because, this was all just total wilderness at that time. Heck, I think a lot of it still is, so cool. You'll notice the airplane has changed direction from earlier. The wind changed direction, obviously, so it definitely does move with the wind. Whether the wind itself drives it or something else detects the wind change and motors move the plane, I have no idea, but it's kind of cool. Here at the Beringia Interpretive Center, it's a museum focusing on the wildlife and cultural areas of the Yukon region back when it was part of the Beringia land bridge region during the Ice Age. So kind of just watched a video about it and going into the main area where I think they've got more of the exhibits, so kind of cool. So good day today. Slept in, messed around a bit, and then I'd say it was probably around 10-ish or so. I got on the bike and rode into Whitehorse, which is about 20 miles north of here. Went to 2 different stores to get, I needed to get some bug spray because the mosquitoes are horrible up here. And the flies and stuff can be just as bad as we get into Alaska, so I needed that. And then I grabbed a kind of a hat with a net type thing so I can be out and about without getting eaten alive. I had to pick up some batteries for one of my, I had double batteries from my infrared camera because I forgot to bring them. And the ones that were in there were dead. And then needed to get some water to refill my hydration pack because I've drank about most of it now. And then just picked up a couple drinks for tonight. Then stopped and ate a KFC just because I haven't eaten at a KFC in ages because a lot of them in Phoenix closed. So it was kind of, nice to try something different for a change. And then on the way in, I'd noticed the world's largest weather vane, which I mentioned earlier, the DC-3. But that was next to the Transport Museum. So as I've already mentioned, I went to the Transport Museum and then also went to the little Beringia Archaeology Museum next door. So it took about maybe 2 hours for both of them. So nothing too crazy, but kind of fun. So all right, well, I'm gonna get out of here because the mosquitoes have already found me. So I will catch you later. Having a little dinner while we edit. Or at least convert files. Haven't decided what I'm going to do. Good morning. It's Sunday morning, 21st June. I'm woke up this morning with some of the groups leaving. Some of them got out here way early, but most of the bikes were leaving. There's only myself. There's 2 bikes and a tent across from me still, which I think they were up late, so they're probably still sleeping. And then there's another guy that's kind of on the end who's been here for about 2 days, I think, but he was with the group I was talking with last night, and he's going to be getting out of here soon. And then there was a couple campers over there that looked like they were finishing up to get going, so I don't know if they've left yet, but looks like they might still be loading. But yeah, figured this good time to do my laundry means there's nobody else here, so I got the clothes in the washer right now, and then as soon as they're done, I'll probably go ahead and take a shower, so I'll have clean clothes to put on. So, and then I got to run into town today to pick up some additional gear I need for because I've changed my route. So and there will be some things I need to pick up for that. So, and then I'll come back and hopefully get some work done on videos today. So. And then because I got to go get to bed a little early tonight because I got to get up pretty early in the morning. I'm not ridiculous, but enough because I have to be in Skagway by noon. So, which is a 2-hour ride. So, plus there's a couple places I want to stop along the way, so I need at least 3 hours to get there. So, and I'd like to be there by 11 so I can actually have lunch first because once I check in for the ferry, I don't know if I'll be able to leave the terminal or not. So, but oh well. So. Yeah, we're going to take the ferry from Skagway over to Haines and save myself, instead of doing it out and back on both of those, which would have added several more hours of travel plus more miles and gas. Even though the ferry ticket's technically still more than the gas would have cost, it's, the time itself to me is worth the actual cost of the ferry ticket. So, it'll give me an hour just to kind of relax in the middle of the day. So, it's an hour ferry ride. So, and, should be some cool scenery. So hopefully I'll get some decent video from there. So. All right, I guess we'll talk to you later. Okay, so yeah, I'm at lunch. So I had to run in and get some straps for the ferry, and then picked up a little mosquito repellent thing that goes on my gas canister. We'll see how that works, but it worked pretty good last night with the guys that had one. So yeah, I'm having pizza for lunch again. So we'll see. Yeah. All right. Okay, we'll catch you later. Hey, so while I was heading into town, I noticed at the transport museum that I went to yesterday, I passed by, there was a ton of cars here. So they actually have a car show going on in their parking lot. So I figured I went ahead and stopped and decided to see what it was all about. Some cool cars there, range of off-road vehicles to classics, hot rods, a few exotic sports cars, several Porsches I was surprised to see, and then just some in-between stuff. So a lot of kind of souped up little Japanese cars, and a handful of motorcycles as well, ranging from bikes like mine to street bikes to old classic dirt bikes and even some 3-wheelers. So kind of cool.